You know, when I did my video about pay-per-view previews for September 2010, and I talked about Night of Champions and how there was one match I wanted to see, and I don't know if that would be enough to decide on ordering a $40 pay-per-view. Pay-per-view, sorry. When I made that video, I did not realize that the Sunday Night Football game was going to be the Giants versus the Colts. Yeah, take a look at my hat. Which one do you think I'm going to pick? Yeah, fucking football. Fuck Night of Champions. I'm going to be watching the Manning Bowl, no doubt. I'm not naive. I know Colts are a great team, and I'm not going to expect us to win that game, but it would be very cool if we did. And that's going to be an interesting one, and no way in hell I'm ordering a wrestling pay-per-view over that game. And that kind of led me into what I wanted to talk about today. You know, the state of wrestling is so bad right now. And I don't see like a light at the end of the tunnel, unfortunately. We're in such a bad place right now creatively with both companies. WWE is a brain-dead kiddie show. I've said that before. TNA is so horribly written. That's all there is to say. It's just horribly written. I've made the comment before that TNA is written by stupid people and WWE is written for stupid people. And that's where we're at right now. And it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. I look at the options on television right now. You got Monday Night Raw, which right now is up against Monday Night Football. That's an easy decision. I'm sorry, but I'm going to pick Monday Night Football. The way Raw is now, it's so bad, I have no trouble, no guilt, no qualms about picking football over Monday Night Raw, no question. NXT and Superstars, I mean, they're so unimportant and so insignificant that I don't even remember they're on half the time. Then you got TNA Impact on Thursdays. You know, last year at around this time, I said that Raw was double fucked because they're going up against Monday Night Football, which that's going to interest me more than whatever the WWE's doing right now. And they were also up against my favorite sitcom, Big Bang Theory. Well, news: Big Bang Theory's being moved to Thursday nights. Yeah, so TNA, now you're the ones that are fucked. You think I'm gonna watch what TNA does over Big Bang Theory? No, man, Sheldon Cooper all the way, man. Sheldon Cooper, he's where it's at. More Sheldon and Penny. I'll watch that over TNA, no doubt. Then you got SmackDown, which is so boring. That show is just horribly, horribly boring. With like all the things I hate most about the WWE. Kane is world champion. Hornswoggle's on the show. Lakel's on the show. Vicky Guerrero's on the show. And you got CM Punk, who has basically been turned into Daffy Duck. And what I mean by that, I don't mean he's funny. And, you know, if you didn't notice from the featured video on my YouTube channel, I think Daffy Duck's hilarious. But they've taken CM Punk and turned him into a loudmouth narcissist, much like Daffy. And also, much like Daffy, he gets humiliated almost every single episode of the show that he's on. Almost all the time he's getting humiliated, which is also like Daffy Duck. So, ironically, he's a narcissist that has nothing to be narcissistic about because he's kind of an idiot, and he gets his duck bill blown off every show. And that's where we're at. And SmackDown is on Friday nights. I go out. I don't know about the rest of you. I go out drinking on Friday nights. And unless SmackDown is really good, like it was last summer when CM Punk was actually being treated very, very well and being handled very well. And it wasn't just him. There were other things about the show that were great too. But, you know, unless the show is really good, you honestly think I'm going to stay home on a Friday night? No. And quite honestly, even if I did stay home, I don't think I'd watch it. I'm sure I'd find something else to watch. I'd probably watch old wrestling DVDs over SmackDown. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, SmackDown's the show I hate the most. Yeah, and then you got the pay-per-views. You know, I do all these pay-per-view preview videos about are they worth the money? Now that football season started, I already talked about it, it's not going to matter. Because the game is going to be... I'm willing to bet that 9 times out of 10, the game is going to be more interesting than whatever the hell WWE and TNA were doing on pay-per-views. I will probably watch the Sunday night game over Bound for Glory. And I will probably, And that's, I'm not trying to single out TNA. It's WWE, same thing too. Like I said, I'm skipping Night of Champions. And that's sad that wrestling's gotten to this point where I don't even feel guilty about skipping it anymore. It's just that bad. And for the people that say, for the WWE fans that say, oh, but it's better than TNA, or the TNA fans that go, oh, but it's so much better than the WWE. Look, they both suck. Oh, come on. Picking one show over the other at this point, to me, is kind of like picking a two-legged horse over a dead horse in a race, and those are your only options. Yeah, the two-legged horse is better, but it's still not crossing the finish line. It still sucks. Both shows fail to entertain me on a regular basis, and I refuse to be one of those people. It's like, oh, well, this show's better, so I'm going to... So I like it... This wrestling show is better, so I like it more than the other wrestling show. I don't operate like that, man. None of the shows are good right now. I don't care what you tell me. They all suck. Horribly, horribly suck. And I watched my first Ring of Honor pay-per-view last Saturday. Like I said, Glory by Honor 9. I enjoyed it. I recommend others to order the replay and watch it. It's certainly worth the $15. I mean, if it were a $40 pay-per-view, would I say it's worth it? Maybe. It's a maybe. It's better than most of the WWE and TNA pay-per-views I've seen this year, but that's not saying much. So am I going to be a Ring of Honor fan now just because they put on a show that's better than the normal WWE or TNA shows? No. You have to consistently entertain me, and you got to really reel me in and hook me for me to become a fan of your show. I'll say that for the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view I've ever watched, it was pretty good. Good enough for me to give it more chances, certainly. But I'm not going to become a diehard fan overnight just because they put on a show that's better than what WWE and TNA usually serves up. And I hate to... Cause that's settling. And for the fans... And if you enjoy WWE or TNA, more power to you, that's cool. But for the people that are like, oh, well, I like this show more because it's better than the other one, that's settling. That's like saying... I'm going to marry this girl because she's better than the cheating bitch that I was with before. I mean, yeah, that's better than... She might be better than a cheating bitch, but that doesn't make her good. So, yeah, state of wrestling, it fucking sucks. Golly, Bob, howdy. It is just raining negativity here on my side of the court. Yeah, I don't think I've done a positive video yet. Just me bitching and moaning all the time, but... I blame WWE and TNA for that. Write better shows, and I'll be happier. But, yeah, I'm going to be doing something new on the channel. I've thought about doing this, and I figured, what the hell, I'll just go ahead and do it. Q&A videos, question and answer. If you want to send me questions, just go ahead and do it. Send me a private message on my YouTube channel, and put the subject as Q&A so I know what it's for. And if you want to send questions, I ask that you try to keep them wrestling-centered. You can send me as many questions as you want. I can't promise I'll get to them all. I ask that you try to keep them wrestling-centered. If you want to go outside of wrestling because you think I'll give an interesting answer to something, I'll consider answering it, but I'm going to keep most of these wrestling-based. Mainly because that's what this channel is all about. I know I bitch about wrestling a lot, but... I do love it. I love what it used to be, and I love what it should and can be. I don't like what it is now. And again, I blame WWE and TNA for me feeling that way. It's not... some people have asked me, do you feel you've outgrown wrestling? It's like, no, man, because it can be... I can go back and watch the old stuff and be entertained by it, and just recently TNA gave us the Motor City Machine Guns Beer Money feud. I was all over that shit, man. I loved it. Thought it was great. It's just there's no consistency. That's the problem. But yeah, go ahead and send me questions. I'll answer as many as I can when I do my first Q&A video. And we'll see how this goes. If you like them, I'll keep doing them. Because I feel like I like to keep my videos more topic-centered rather than doing full-fledged reviews. Because I think if I did a full-fledged pay-per-view review, people would hate them. Because A, I don't do star ratings. I hate them. And B, I'm so long-winded with my explanations, I think it would take me 45 minutes to review a 3-hour pay-per-view, and I just don't feel like doing that. But, yeah, I think if I were a full-fledged review guy, I think I would be pretty bad at it, because I would just be rambling and boring. But yeah, I'm going to do these Q&As, so if you're interested, just go ahead and send me the questions, and we'll see how it goes. So, later.